Hi everyone, I'm Kristen and welcome to IRS HR Presents Sponsor Compliance Knowledge Series. We are on a mission to make sponsor compliance easy, comprehensive, and affordable. I am delighted to be joined by an experienced solicitor in the field of business immigration, Mr. Sukhvinder Nara, founder and director of Nara Solicitors. Now, whether you are requesting a certificate of sponsorship, preparing for a home office audit, dealing with sponsor revocation and suspension, or struggling with assigning a COS, Mr. Nara and his team are the answer to all your prayers. He is a part of our panel of solicitors at IRS HR. Thank you for joining us at IRS HR's Sponsor Compliance Knowledge Series.
Thank you, Kristen, and I'm glad to be here as a guest to share my thoughts on sponsor compliance and also on your HR software. Thank you very much.
Can we start by discussing the changes that have come up recently from the 22nd of July?
If we talk about the employers, the main changes which was brought into the rules was in relation to the skilled worker occupation codes. So many occupations were removed from the list of eligible occupations when you were placed under the temporary shortage list, and there were many tables created under the appendix skilled occupations. So in some of the occupations, fresh applicants cannot apply. Under some of the occupations, dependents are not allowed.
Could you also elaborate on how has the landscape of sponsor license compliance changed in the last 4 months?
Nowadays, yes, there is an increase in the sponsor license compliances. The Home Office is visiting the sponsor license holders, and also they are sending emails to the organizations with sponsor licenses. They are checking the HMRC record, and if they get some information that the employer is not paying the salary as stated in the certificate of sponsorship, then they are sending emails to the employers seeking additional information.
Could you clarify on how international recruitment for sponsor license holders is happening right now?
There is a change for the care providers. If I talk about the organizations not dealing with the social care industry, if they are not a care provider and if they are recruiting under the non-health and social care occupation codes, non-care codes. So if you are not recruiting a care worker, you can recruit from overseas. But if you want to recruit a care worker, if you are a care provider and you want to recruit a senior care assistant under the SOC 6136 or care assistant under the SOC 6135, you cannot recruit now. Overseas recruitment has been completely barred by the Home Office. If they are not on health and care visa already in the UK, if they are on a different visa, then they need to work with you first for 3 months. Only then you can assign a COS to them. I have seen many of the employers assign COS to the employees without completing 3 months employment period, and they didn't know the rules and they thought they can assign a COS straight away. They signed, and then the Home Office refused the applications and also contacted the employers, and they sought justification as to why the COS was signed without complying with the requirements of the rules.
Sponsor license can be complex. So in order to simplify it, can you tell our audiences what is a sponsor license compliance and why is it important?
See, sponsor license is a privilege, it's not a right. So you need to ensure that you are complying with immigration rules and wider UK laws. In fact, there are basically 5 areas of compliance. Record keeping is very important, but at the same time, you need to make sure that you are complying with your reporting duties as well. I have seen employers fail to comply with record keeping duties and also reporting duties, and also they fail to meet the salary obligations. So, in my opinion, compliance must be your top priority. So, when you start your day, first thing you need to see whether we are complying with the sponsor license obligations, the rules, wider UK laws, and when you close your PC or your laptop, again think about it. Well, has anything happened today in the organization? Has anything happened in relation to your spousal migrant workers? Do I need to take some action? So just think about it.
What is some record keeping duties? What are they, and how can it be taken into consideration for the same?
When you're submitting your spouse license application, you should keep the record of all the documents, such as the submission sheet you signed and submitted, and all the documents you submitted in support of your spouse license application. When you receive your license from the home office, then you need to download the copy of that license grant letter and keep it saved somewhere in the folder. If you are maintaining your record electronically or if you are maintaining your record physically in a folder, both ways are permitted. You must keep that the copy of the license. Also, thereafter, if there is any communication with the home office in relation to the COS or in relation to the migrant worker, you must keep a record of the same. Then, when you start recruiting your employees, so you must keep the recruitment report, such as if the job was advertised, you must retain a copy of the advertisement, and thereafter you must retain because when you place any advertisement, many people would apply, right? So what you need to do, you need to keep the record how many applicants applied for this position, and then you need to shortlist of you for the interview. So you need to maintain that list, and you need to conduct interview. You must send the interview if you are conducting it virtually via like Zoom or MS Teams. You need to keep the record of the interview link you are sending to the respective worker, and you must keep interview questions, interview answers, and you must have developed some scoring and grading criteria to select the candidates. There must be some basis to select the candidate, right? So you need to maintain that record also. If, for example, you have interviewed 3 applicants for 2 positions or 1 position, and if 1 or 2 applicants are not successful, you need to record the reasons. So why this applicant is not successful in the interview. You need to. So the interview notes, questions, answers, scoring and grading criteria, you must have that record in your folder. You need to sign the interview report when you conclude the interview. Thereafter, you need to send conditional offer letter, and you can put some conditions in the conditional offer letter, such as right to work check, work reference checks, and verification of the academics and other documents. And you need to get more documents in order to assign a COS for the employee. So once all the conditions have been satisfied, then you can generate the unconditional offer letter, and then you can apply the COS. So this record must be kept by the employer. And thereafter, when you onboard the employee, obviously government contract, and will be the proof of address and proof of identity. Will be conducting right to work check online. So everything should be recorded, and you need to keep this record. Under the rules, it is required to be kept for at least 1 year from the date the sponsorship ends. If you are using HR software, I think that would help you to maintain your record, especially if I talk about IRS HR. It's a good thing because it has all the features and functionalities to keep the record of the sponsor worker. It helps the employers with sponsor license to maintain the record, and I think this is a good platform developed by your team. So it will definitely help the employers to keep the record. So, and I can see the many options and buttons in the HR software. So even if you do not know the rules, the system will prompt you to upload the document because there are many options in the record.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nara, for deep diving into this, specific topic that is also a very important part of this session. Moving on, what role does a robust HR system play in the sponsor compliance?
So when we apply for a sponsor license, what we need to demonstrate actually? We need to demonstrate that we have a robust HR system in place to meet the sponsor duties. We know sponsor duties and we have some system and processes in place to meet those sponsor duties. If you're not using an HR software, it is very difficult for you to understand the requirements of the rules. And all the HR softwares are not meeting the requirements of the Home Office because they might be having options like standard options for the employees for their record. They might not have a specific features which meets the requirements of the Home Office guidance and rules. So if any software has features which would help you to meet the sponsor duties, comply with the rules, I think you should use that software. So, as I said, your own software, IRS software.
Right.
So it has been developed. I was checking all the features of this software, and it has been developed very nicely with all the features. And the developer kept in mind the requirements of the immigration rules. What are the sponsor duties? What documents are required to be kept in the report? So, such kind of softwares really helps the employers to stay compliant with the immigration rules.
Thank you to all the businesses, HR managers, compliance officers, or anyone with sponsor license watching our sponsor compliance knowledge series. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment below. We will promptly get back to you or call us directly between Monday to Friday on 0333 577 4771. The number is also on your screen. We would love to hear from you and show you how IRS HR is an all-in-one sponsor compliant comprehensive HR software made for sponsor license holders and international recruitment. You can book your free demo by clicking on the link below. We want you to experience how easy it is to use and stress-free IRS HR is. This is why we are offering you a 40% off for 6 months. Our prices are listed on our website. You won't have to wait for a code or unending demo process. Simply sign up, choose a subscription based on your workforce, and start being compliant right away. Because we want you to start with us, scan the QR code below or click on the link in the description or comments. We will be back with the next episode very soon. See you soon. Till then, keep being compliant.